Hey Jessica, this is Savannah.
Hi, Savannah. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't get back to your email. I guess you can say the one thing about school psychology is that it's a very busy career.
No worries. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me on the phone.
No problem.
But my first question, this one's pretty broad, but it was just like, what are some of the specific roles and tasks that, you carry out on a daily basis as a school psychologist?
I will say that up front, my training program is a little bit different. I'm in what's called I'm a pediatric school psychologist. So, Have you read about that yet?
I didn't. I saw that a little bit online, but I didn't really read much about it.
Okay, I'll just tell you really quickly because my job responsibilities are a little bit different. Basically, pediatric component is that we consider and we're trained in chronic health mental health conditions on how they affect educational achievement and just, students' well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an offshoot of school psychology, and so my degree, I'm ABD, alternate dissertation right now, waiting for my program to get accredited, and it is in health psychology with a concentration in pediatric school psychology. But you can only get licensed, to practice as a psychologist in counseling, school, and clinical. So I will still be a licensed school psychologist, and right now I've been working in schools, and they continue to do that. But you only need a specialist degree, which is a little bit above a master's degree, to practice in a school setting, and you don't have to be licensed or anything. So, in saying that, what I do predominantly, I would say traditionally evaluation. So that's in the schools, there are 14 disabling conditions. Have you read up on IDEA yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So there are 14 disabling conditions, and psychologists are part of the individualized education plan team process. And whenever they feel like students have significant needs, whether that's, orthopedically, academically, emotionally, there are 14 conditions, like I said, that the psychologist is part of that process in collecting data, working with the student, working with the teachers and the parents, and ultimately coming and being a decision maker within the team to determine whether or not the student meets criteria for a disability, whether or not that requires specialized instruction, whether or not it adversely affects their academic performance, and then whether or not that requires specialized instruction, which is special education programming.
Okay, awesome. I'm just going to write this down real quick.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
So evaluations are definitely important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in traditional school psychology, and if you talk to people because you're an elementary ed major, right?
Yes.
You want to be a teacher?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sure in talking with Amy, we both went through Teach for America, and we were classroom teachers, so, we have that background experience too, and I would say that if you talk to people within your school setting, whenever you do your student teaching, they might say, oh yeah, they test you. And that's what I just described is a very narrow focus of the evaluation process.
Okay.
So we do, that's what they mean by that, but of course it's way multifaceted, and they're trying to implement things through, have you heard of RTI?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, I won't get way too much into that, but the job responsibilities that are very, one of them is evaluation, one of them is consultation, and that could be consultation within the school setting, like with teachers, school staff, providing trainings, and then it could also be macro level, which is at the school district level. So, for instance, I just revamped our suicide intervention training and trained counselors, social workers, psychologists, and a few other sprinklings of other people. So, at varying levels, psychologists consult.
Wow, that's awesome. So what would you say some of the pros and cons of a career in school psychology are?
Pros are, like working with kids.
Definitely.
And I would say that there's not as much bureaucratic red tape on your daily job and how you do things. So, when I was a teacher, I worked in a very needy school, and I couldn't get a bathroom break, when I wanted one. And I couldn't, differentiate how the kid wasn't approved by the district, and my principal was okay with it. And, there was just, I didn't feel like there was a lot of freedom at that time. But like I said, my school was very low performing, very needy, was ignored by the state. I mean, that's what Teaching America does, goes into these areas. But I have talked to other teachers that aren't in those types of programs, and they still feel somewhat constricted at times.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I always felt like I wasn't able to really get down to the nitty-gritty of what's going on with students and why they're struggling so much in math if I couldn't really investigate any other aspects. So those are the pros of school psychology, is that it's a flexible schedule. You kind of move in and out of schools and maintain your own schedule, and you're able to, be interested. You're able to act on your interests. And if you are a psychologist, a school psychologist, then you're in charge of answering the questions why. Like school social workers, they answer the question how. Like, how can we get them the needs? How can we, be a liaison between the parents and Department of Social Services? But, and you get to use your critical thinking skills, you can make database decisions, and help people understand what that means and how to best advocate for the child. So I would say those things are just phenomenal and very part of my passion,
Right.
That's just pros. Cons, I would say, at the master's level or the specialist level in the setting, it is okay. It pays better than teachers for sure, but, I would, and I don't know if that's in the state of North Carolina right now, but that's a huge con. And I think that some people are saying that school psychology isn't moving fast enough as far as moving away from the traditional testing. But I've seen that it can and it will. You just have to create opportunities for yourself and choose wisely where you work.
Right.
But yeah, and other cons, I really like what I do. So you have to kind of be a numbers nerd. You have to like looking at data and doing standardized assessments because they won't go away. I get to do counseling as well, and you have to like not being able to keep a schedule even if you want to, because your day every day is very different, and it can be very hectic because you're it's like doctors, they deal with sick people, not well people, and so we are dealing with students and teachers that are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when we deal with kids, it's, they've got some significant concerns. So I think at times it can be disheartening because you really are trying to, help people solve problems. And when you're met with consistent problems, sometimes it can get very disheartening. But I always remember that, the kids are so resilient. That's why I chose not to go into clinical and work with adults. So I have, but the kids are really resilient.
Right.
In what they have to do. So.
That's awesome. So I just have one more question for you because I don't want to keep you too long. But how would you say an elementary school specifically, is that you're at an elementary school, did you say?
I'm at 2, and then 2 other public separate settings for kids with significant emotional disabilities.
Okay.
And those are middle school and high school. But yeah, I serve 2 traditional elementary schools.
So how would you say that a school benefits from the work of a school psychologist?
Well, I would definitely say problem-solving skills. I mean, we work as a team, so I get a lot of teachers asking me to help them with not necessarily classroom management, but that's what I end up coming in to do, because they'll talk to me about a specific behavior problem with the kid, and then I come and observe and realize, some things could be tweaked in the classroom setting that could help you to benefit all your students. And then I will work on developing individualized behavior plans. So, and then some people, like I also really get to look at the academic achievement data too and figure out, like, we've gone through, I work with a curriculum facilitator to say, okay, what is the bottom 10% of the second grade class, and how many of those students are already on personalized education plans, and how many are going through what we call the intervention support team, and making sure that the teachers are aware of those students who are struggling and have documented what they're doing to intervene, so that they're not just coming to me and saying, this kid, something's wrong with him, I don't know, I think he has learning disability. And it's like, well, what have you done other than give them, other than they're not doing well, maybe grade-wise, and sometimes even not, because of grade inflation. So,
right.
Sometimes I do feel like an enforcer, but, that's because when we look at the data, we don't want to look at teachers' feelings, because we know that that's very subjective.
Right. Right. Well, I think that's all I have for you, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to
oh, no problem.
talk to me.
I'm so sorry that I kind of flaked on it. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I don't mind at all. I feel so badly that I didn't get back to you. So if you need anything as you're writing it up, feel free to call me back at any time, and I'll, give you whatever answers I can come up with.
I will, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Okay.
You take care.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.